to discuss the ban on care workers bringing in their dependents into the UK. Thank you so much for your time, Toyib.
Those of you who wants to travel to UK, or you have someone living in UK, this video is for you. It's either you're going to study or you're going there to work. Pay attention. Watch this video to the end. And make sure you share this video so that other people who wants to travel to UK will also watch this video and understand why I want you to watch this video. Let's go there.
Time, Toyib. From your understanding, what does this new rule mean?
It has been announced, I think towards the end of last year by the Home Secretary, James Cleverly, that they are going to ban care workers from bringing their dependents to the UK. But what was not clear was people that are already here in the UK, let's say they are students already, master students, that they already have their dependents with them. So what was not clear was that if that master student that is already here now gets a care worker visa, what happens to the dependents that are with them already? That was not clear. They played around with the words. But yesterday it was released very clearly that if you are a master student here and you have your dependents here already, if you move into this category of care workers and senior care workers, your dependents will not be allowed to stay with you on that visa. And the most devastating thing is that if one spouse gets a sponsorship, a care sponsorship, the other spouse gets a care sponsorship, what happens to the children?
Wow.
You know, that is the big thing, that's the one that really hits really, really hard.
And well, many people might say that, it feels like Nigerians are being targeted and being punished. What do you think? Is this new legislation too harsh?
You can talk about Nigerians and our dependents. And one thing we have to look in this case is that a lot of people coming to do their masters, most of them are married. They are coming to do their masters, they are coming to do their PhD, they've got family. When you're going through an intensive course like that, you want your family around you. And it was the law. They were allowed to do that legally. And when they stopped that January this year, nobody has questioned the government. We have carried on as it is. But in this case, there is a huge demand in the healthcare sector, which a lot of people that have moved here have been filling up. So for you to say people that are coming in to look after the elderly, to look after, people here in the UK, elderly people, young children, in mental health as well. If you say people that are doing such very, very important work for your economy are not allowed to have their family with them, that is definitely too harsh. And again, we are not the highest amount of, per country. We have India in front of us, in terms of the numbers of visas issued. If you look at the data over the last 2 years, and rightly so, India has more population than Nigeria. But people that are doing such critical work, they should be able to allow to have their family with them. You can ban people from coming in. That's okay. We understand that if you want to ban people from coming in as care workers. But if they are already here and they are switching to that visa and they have got family with them, they've got young children with them, you want them to do that critical work to get into that visa space and not have their family? I think that is very harsh.
And finally, what advice, do you have for those feeling anxious right now? I mean, they had plans of traveling to the UK for work, but wanted to bring their children along with them, for obvious reasons.
There are two ways to split that advice. I think, as you rightly said, the first one is from the government side. Where can they, during their diplomatic talks, doing their talks with foreign governments, make sure that their citizens are not treated, they are treated very well. That is very, very important, because we are having cases where we come here as international students, we are paying top of the range in terms of fees, £20,000 a year, £30,000. When you will get a job, you pay the NHS fee, which is about £1,000 a year for every year you stay in the UK. So those are not, when we come here, we don't come empty-handed. We come and pay into the economy. So there is a bit where our government can, use their lever and say, look, our citizens, treat them rightly, give them every support that they need, and there are other things that they can talk about, the type of visa, so many other ways that the government can use their stand to help. And particularly now, with a lot of international students, I'm heading to Sunderland today, I'm speaking to students as well. There is a lot of support that we can give these people that have moved here to better their life, some in terms of exchange rates, some in terms of just supporting them through all these things that are happening, with the way things are changing with laws here in the UK. And then lastly, for individuals, individuals that are trying to get sponsorship or move, one thing we must understand is that there are other areas that are not just care and senior care workers. In the health and social care visa, there are lots of job codes there that are different from these two categories. Check those categories and see if you are suitable for them. In the education area, there is demand as well. Look into that area and see where you should, because there is intensive demand here in the UK economy in some particular sectors. So look into other sectors and see where you can get what you want. But the only thing is that with the health and social care visa, you are exempted from the NHS surcharge, which is the £1,000 every year. So if you get a 5-year visa, you have to pay £5,000 as part of your application. So people try to get that care visa because at least it exempts them from that fee. But unfortunately, we are being boxed in now. We just have to make available, use the available options. And then there is also the new entrant category. If you are just graduating, look into that category, look into the things that are there and see if that is good for you.